Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday, it's the 25th of June. Today's a big day. Giants released the cinematic trailer and a blog post regarding Farming Simulator 25. November the 12th is the date it will be arriving. Loads and loads of information, visuals, new crop types, new animal types, new manufacturers coming to the game. There'll be additional productions. There'll be new construction missions. There's a whole ton of stuff. I've done a video on it separate. It's all very exciting. If you're on PC, you can already pre-order. There's information on the video and on the blog post and all the information from Giants today for the Year 1 Season Pass as well. You can buy bundles. As far as I know at the moment, I've been checking on PlayStation, console pre-orders not available yet. That'll probably be down to Sony and Microsoft, not Giants, I wouldn't have thought, as to when those will become available. So, new mods and updates for today. The map Gumpen, Megafield and Forest map by Beamer has had an update to that. It says a new save game is required, a new save slot. The Voucher T-Series CVT South America by Senior Vertex Pedro Amorim. The Valentini Maxi Squallow 5200, the Valentini Mammoth series, the Valentini Diablo series, the Okrama Kane 300 and the Valentini Ripper 5500, all by SO, my modding team, have all had updates. The Parker 6500 Grain Cart by Rooster Mods and Benny. The Barn SJ pack by, I said this wrong the other day, didn't I? Teosio, I said. It might be an L actually. Anyway, that's been updated. The map, now this was updated the other day, but it's had a second update since. The map Ymark CA by Mappers Paradise has also had an update. No new save game is required for that. So, on to the mods. We start here with the small garage. This by celobuki. It is 15.32 megabytes download, 14 slots, 40,000 to buy, with a colour option, as you can see. Lighting is available on it. You have to enter through the side door because you can't open the main doors from the outside. So we're coming through the side door. Light switch, an open gate. Where's the light switch? This side of the door. So we turn on or off our shed lights, and as you can see, that does external as well. And our doors open. Nice detailed, nicely panelled. A new build by the looks. I don't think the window's open, I could tell. And the build mode and sheds is where you'll find it. Right there, slot count will come down to 1, and then we'll run through the colour options. I have to say they're quite bright. I went for sort of one of the duller ones. You'll see what I mean as we go through. They certainly stand out. I think we're back to where we started, are we? Yeah, I think so. So there we go. That's the small garage by celobuki. Next to that, we've got this. Again, I went for a colour that almost matched, I suppose. Didn't even think of that. This is the Machinehall 50 by 20. This by PixelFarm, Oscar 8599 and Noobfragz. 8.62 megabytes download, 7 slots, 298,000. This also has a colour option. There is lighting inside, but I couldn't find a light switch, so I'm making the assumption that lighting is automatic. Door at the front. And door down the side. This is cavernous. You can see why it's 298 grand if you're having this built. Solid construction, big old construction girders. Impressive. Like I say, I've had a look along all the walls. I've been looking at my help menu to see if anything comes up saying for turning on lights. I haven't found anything just yet. This also under build mode and sheds, and this was right next door to the one we just looked at. Slot count will also come down from 7 to 1 on this. And again, colour options, let's go a little bit further away. You can see by the wall colour, this it's difficult when they're quite low. There we go. So let's scroll through the colour options on this one. A little slightly more muted palette, I think, on this one. Is that all of them? I think we rolled through all of them, haven't we? There we go. So that's the Machinehall 50 by 20 by PixelFarm, Oscar 8599 and Noobfragz. Next we've got these. This selection, there's quite a few actually. This is the Package of Large Silos by RajotGPLAY. 105.04 megabytes to download this pack. They are 19s and 20s as slots go, if I recall correctly. These two here are 19. These two here are 20. these two here were 19, and these two here on the end were 20. We've got slightly different versions of the same, and what I've done is I've gone, as you can see, this one's got a shelter on the front. So you've got without shelter and with shelter, but I've gone without and with at the back, with without, so you kind of get the opposite view of them. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Now, what I will say is they are standard silos. They take standard crop types, your grain crop types, wheat, barley, oats, canola, those sort of things. They are not multi-fruit silos. So, build mode, silos is where you will find them. And we start just there with the new grain silo. So that's this one here. So the new grain silo is 400,000 to buy. I've always said the slot counts on them. 1.8 million litre capacity, but like I say, standard crop types. Then for 450 grand, you've got the same one, the new grain silo with shelter on the front, which just puts a cover over your load and unload point for inclement weather, that kind of thing. Again, 1.8 million litres. Then we move on to the dirty grain silo. Needs a bit of cleaning up. That's that one there. But I've gone for the I should have just gone as I've done them in order. That one there. There we go. So that one there, 380,000, 1,750,000 on that. Because it's dirty, there's less space. Apparently, I don't know. Then for 430,000, we've got the one with shelter. So that's the dirty ones. We then move on to the old grain silo, which is this one here. So at the front, 350 grand. 1,700,000, so we've lost a little bit again for the old one. And then at the back, for 400,000, we've got the old grain silo with shed, again 1.7 million litres. Then we go to the last one, the rusty, which is 1.6. Must be a lot of rust if we lost that much capacity. That one there for 300,000, and then for 350,000, you've got the rusty one with shelter. They are all very nicely made and detailed, with you're putting in and taking out points at the same location, and like I say, it's just a case of whether you've got it with or without the shelter. So we've got a new version, the dirty version, then the old version, looking a little bit more worn, and then the rusty version, full on rust mode. There you have it. That's the package of large silos by RajotGPLAY, which brings me on to the last mods for today. Only 4. One of them being a pack, I guess, but and it's at the back here, and this is the 931XC long frame. This is by Woodcraft modding, 73.4 megabytes download. I've got 2 different versions of the same one. 24 slots for the first one. The difference why this is a long crane is the standard 931XC is an 11-meter boom. This has got technology from the Hannibal, which allows it to have a 15-meter boom when spread out. It's got some other options as well. This one this has got a synchro winch option built in. So if you've got platinum expansion, you can have a winch on the back of it, synchro winch, for either steep slope work, so you can attach that to a tree and then you can use your harvester down a very steep slope, so it keeps you secured, or if you want to, just drag logs along with it, or whatever you want to. That's entirely to you, of course. Take that off there. We've got cages and various different things. So the 2 different options here I went for, apart from obvious things like the cover of the hoses there is yellow, on that one it's black. I think we went for the same option on the tracks actually, but it's the difference in there's a simple control system under the smart system and a more complicated one. I'll show you in the help menu when we look at controls. I've got to remember which way around I did it. But we'll have a look at the options on this first. So if we go up to our vehicles, we go to our forestry machines. So the standard XC there is 435,000. This XC is 485,000 for the extra boom and all that paraphernalia. 24 slots, comes down to 1. It's got a 71 centimetre cut head on it, so that diameter of trees. We've got the option of Trelleborg. We've got Clark Tracks, Hollis Fours, Nokian. But Trelleborg. Trelleborg is just those. I'll go back to Nokians. We've got those. If we go back to Hollis Fours, and Hollis Fours, I say we've kind of seen a lot, I suppose we have really. We can roll through the various different options, whether it's all tracks or front tracks. Badging 3, we're going through various different numbers. We're on 4 now. There's slight variations until we get back to the standards. If we go back up and we go to the Clark tracks, and this starts on CS, and I think we end up going through to CS 6 or 7. So again, I'm not going to read them all out, but let's roll through. Hang on, no, I'm going to go back to Clark, then go to tracks. There we go. Now we're on to CS2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. The even numbers are all tracks. The odd numbers are fronts. 6s. I think we go back to standard after 6. There you go, and back to standard. Then you've got without protection. You've got protection 1, which puts black bars around there. You've got protection 2, rather chunkier bars with a red colour. And then you've got protection 3, which adds a little bit more on there as well. So that's protection 3. I don't think we have a protection 4 now. We go back to without. Then you've got without winch or with winch, which puts the whole synchro winch system on the back if you want it. Hose protection colour, black or yellow, which we've seen on the external shots of this. Extra extinguishers. We can put extra extinguishers on here for safety purposes. You've got extra roof lights, yes or no, which puts them up on there. We have got steering wheel. So at the moment it's joystick control, but you can have a little steering wheel in the front there if you want a little steering wheel on there. We have then got tinted windows, yes or no. We've got, now this is the Komatsu smart crane function. I've got one with and one without. So I hope I get the options right on those. We've then got seats. We've got old seat or new seat. Rather fancy new seat. We've got joysticks, Komatsu EME, or we've got 5-button mini. Again, that just changes an option inside the look of the actual controllers in there. Then we've got main colour, red or black, and that's for the bars on the back. Did that change anything else? I don't think it did it? No, as far as I can tell, just the bars on the back, like so. Right, so if we jump into, let me just check, top left, we got L1. I think that's the one with the easier controls. If we go to this one and press L1, or maybe not. That's curious then. I thought I've definitely got one with and one without. Anyway, let's horn, lights. We've gone for the extra light package. It's got those on there at the top. Full bar system on that. The other one's got the winch, which I've just kind of shown you already anyway. If we go for our camera options, that, and back. That's actually not a bad angle, I don't mind that at all. Let's go back. So at the moment we're on control group crane. So I've got L1, right stick side to side, and up and down. Fairly straightforward. If I go R1, we've got in and out, all the way like that, and you'll see it goes very, very quickly. All the way out to that 15 metre length, and it's a fair old, it's a fair extension on that, out to 15. Look at that, that's craziness. And L1, R1, we've got right stick side to side, rotates, up and down opens and closes, and then left stick, we've got the options to do that, tilt the head. But we've also got an option under there to tilt harvest header automatically. R1 and just right on the D-pad will tilt the head. So you've got manual option or you've got automatic on there. What we've also got is change cabin leveling, manual or automatic. So if I bring that boom back in, let's do that. It might be that actually, I'm just thinking of that, it could be the boom, the way that operates. So if we come across at the moment, I can't remember which one I'm set on. So you notice, as we're going, the cab is staying in line with the tracks. The whole thing is just kind of, you know, you're wobbling around all over the place, let's just say that. If we then go to change cabin to automatic, and we go over, notice now the cab is laying flat, the tracks and all everything underneath is moving, and you're staying completely still. Lovely jubbly, happy days. Very cool indeed. From inside, obviously, as you can see, we stay completely still, everything else moves around. gets a little bit nuts. There's our controls. Tidy, as you can see. If I then switch it back, turn that off, and we go back over there, we should tilt. The whole thing will go, yeah, see, we're leaning with it. So we're just going at the angle the vehicle's going because we don't have the auto tilt on. I know it's obvious, it's you know, teaching Granny to suck eggs and all that kind of thing, but still need to show it. So, that's that. Control group 2 is the extra functions. Now, that could be... Let's put that back onto... Right, control group 2. Oh, that's interesting. That could be the difference. But at the moment, I've got no option for control group 2. If I do that and I press automatic, I can now go to extra functions. But if I go to extra functions, I don't have anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it's still doing it. So on manual, we can tilt our cab manually. So we've got auto and we've got manual. So if you are on a hillside and you want to just, you know, if you just want to set it yourself, or you want to lay it back or forward for transport or something, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. We have got some manual adjustment there as well. I'm baffled now. I saw what the difference between the two was. And then if we do cut length, we can go from 2.5 metre, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, 20 and max, which will do the full length, then back to 2.5 again. Turning on, our harvester has done all that. Turning off. Other than that, it works, you know, just like a regular old tree harvester. This will go to 13 miles an hour. It sounds really good actually. When it turns. So I do like it. It's very cool. Right, so I'm going to check this. What was the difference? I'm losing my mind. Turn that on. Apart from the winch on there, lighting was all the same. I'm trying to think what I changed. We've got our up and down, side to side. We've got that option and that option. It could be that's what it is. I think that difference is, if you notice that front boom, when I go forward now, the other one just shot out like a rocket to full extent. That goes to there first, so I've got that option, and then I've got a boom option. The other one just took it to full extent in one sweep. So I'm assuming that's the difference, because everything else, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same. What options I leave it in? That's in that. If I put it in control group extra functions, we should have the option to move our cab still. Yep. Yeah, I think it's just that. I think it's just the boom extension. One is sort of an easier functioning in one swift motion, the whole thing just extends right out. And this one, as far as I can tell, let's go back to crane. We've got that option first, then that one. Yeah. And there you go. That's it for the mods. No maps today. That's the mods for Tuesday, 25th of June. And that was by Woodcraft Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.